facing, allowing the weight of history and the intensity of human struggle to seep into every scene. Where the first episode immersed the audience in the chaos of battle, the second pulls back to explore the aftermath and the gathering storm that lies ahead. The narrative is steeped in tension, offering a portrait not only of the battlefield, but of the palace halls, where wars are fought with words, ambitions, and carefully veiled intentions. The episode opens in the aftermath of conflict. The Ottoman encampment sprawls beneath a pale sky, its fires burning low as exhausted soldiers return from the fray. The ground is littered with broken weapons, torn banners, and the weary forms of men nursing wounds both physical and unseen. The camera lingers on their faces, faces carved by hardship, some etched with stoic silence, others betraying flickers of fear and doubt. The war has taken its toll, and yet, amidst the exhaustion, there is resilience. These are men who have fought countless campaigns, hardened by years of service, bound by loyalty to the empire and to their commanders. Amid them walks Prince Mohammed. Torchlight casts shadows across his young face, highlighting the sharpness of his eyes and the tension in his jaw. He does not carry himself with the aloofness of a royal heir, nor does he demand the deference of men worn to the bone by war. Instead, he moves among them as one of their own. He bends low to check on an injured soldier, offers a reassuring word to another, and listens intently as the veterans share their worries. These quiet gestures, seemingly insignificant, reveal the prince's humanity and foreshadow the loyalty he will one day command. To his men, Muhammad is not just a distant heir to the throne. He is their comrade, a leader who understands their pain and will share in their struggles. The scene then transitions into the heart of Ottoman power, the court. A stark contrast. To the smoky tents of the battlefield, the palace is illuminated by oil lamps, its walls adorned with intricate patterns, its air heavy with incense. Yet beneath this veneer of grandeur lies an arena every bit as perilous as the battlefield. Advisors, viziers, and seasoned statesmen gather to discuss the empire's future. Their words are sharp, their tones cautious, and their gazes often sidelong, each man weighing not only the state of the empire, but also his own position within it. Politics here is a weapon honed sharper than any blade. The debate swirls around, questions of succession, strategy, and the ambitions of rival powers. Some argue that the young Muhammad is unready, too untested, too impulsive for the enormity of the tasks that lie ahead. They warn that to entrust the future of the empire to him would invite instability and disaster. Others, however, whisper of his intelligence, his courage, and his potential to achieve what no sultan before him has accomplished. In their eyes, he is not a liability, but a vessel of destiny. The tension in the room is electric, and though the prince himself remains silent, every word spoken about him carries the weight of prophecy. Muhammad sits quietly, his eyes moving from one speaker to another. He does not interrupt, nor does he seek to justify himself in the face of doubt. Yet his silence is not that of submission. It is the silence of a predator waiting for the precise moment to strike, of a strategist studying his opponents before revealing his hand. In every measured glance, in the tight set of his lips, the audience sees the fire of ambition growing stronger. He is like a bow drawn taut, his restraint not weakness but the gathering of force. At the center of this storm is Sultan Murad, Muhammad's father. Murad is depicted as a ruler weighed down by years of command, his victories behind him, but his legacy uncertain. He is both king and father, torn between pride in his son's brilliance and fear of the dangers that brilliance might invite. In private, his eyes betray his inner struggle. He knows that Muhammad is destined for greatness, but greatness is a double-edged sword. He has seen ambition consume men, fracture empires, and bring ruin as often as it has brought glory. His cautious affection and quiet warnings add a layer of poignancy to the father-son dynamic. It is not simply the story of a ruler preparing his heir, but of a father confronting the inevitability of his own fading power. The tension of the court is soon overshadowed by a greater looming threat, the Byzantine stronghold of Constantinople. The episode paints the city not merely as a target, but as a living entity, its ancient walls towering like a defiant sentinel, its spires gleaming with the weight of centuries. Constantinople is more than a city. It is the unbroken jewel of Christendom, the fortress that has resisted countless sieges. Whispers spread through the Ottoman camp of a prophecy that one day, a leader will rise to conquer the city and reshape the destiny of the world. This prophecy does not fall lightly on Muhammad's shoulders. It clings to him, a shadow he cannot escape, an expectation he cannot ignore. As the narrative unfolds, suspense builds steadily. Scenes cut between the tense quiet of the court and the restless stirrings of the battlefield. Even in the lulls, there is an unease, as though the very air is heavy with anticipation. Every decision, every glance carries unspoken consequence. Even silence feels dangerous. The Ottomans stand on the brink of transformation, and Muhammad himself seems like the embodiment of that threshold, a figure in whom the future coalesces. The climax of the episode arrives in the stillness of night. Muhammad, alone in his tent, casts aside his armor. The sword lies within reach, but his hands are raised in prayer. The flickering candlelight illuminates his face, marked by both youthful vulnerability and unyielding resolve. His lips move, silently uttering words of devotion, his gaze lifted toward the heavens. It is a moment of profound intimacy, a glimpse into the soul of a man burdened with destiny. The audience sees not only a prince preparing for war, but a believer placing his trust in something greater than himself. This duality, of warrior and servant, of leader and devotee,